guys, welcome back to my channel. So I decided for today's video something a little bit different for me is a tips video on, you guys already know because you saw the title. So it's tips for taking your, guys, I'm like so paranoid that there's gonna be lipstick in my teeth. I'm really gonna do this all during the video. Anyways, so tips on how to take your baby to Disney World. So if you guys don't know, we recently ended up getting a Disney pass. I'm wearing this scarf specifically because it's the only Disney clothing item I have, so that's why this is on my head. But anyways, so now that we have the Disney pass, we are going to Disney quite often, or we're gonna like continue to. So I thought this would be a perfect video to share the tips that I have for you guys if you guys are either taking a vacation down here soon, or if you do live local but you've been hesitant to actually take your baby to Disney because you're nervous about it. And also a little bit of money saving tips for families because it just kind of goes hand in hand. So I'm gonna show you everything that you should bring or things that you just don't really need to bring and tell you why. This may be a long video, so I would grab a cup of coffee or your water or whatever you need to grab. Okay, so if you hear Sedona in the background, she's in her jumper, but I might have to pull her in and have her sit on my lap, just for a warning. Okay, so first things first, I don't have this sitting right here, but I'm gonna just tell you, you need to bring a stroller if you are going to be there for a really long time. I suggest a stroller because there's pros and cons to the stroller, right? So the pro is that if you're buying a lot of things, obviously if you don't want a baby wear the entire time or carry your baby the entire time, then obviously a stroller is like your best option. Now, the con to a stroller is that if you're going to ride that little like bus thing, it's like really short, it's not even like a bus. It's like a really, really long golf cart, and I have no clue what it's actually called, but it's the thing that takes you from the parking lot to the park. Let me go get her. So if you're gonna take that thing that takes you from the parking lot to the parks, then you're probably going to be annoyed if you don't have like a really easy to quickly fold up stroller, or if you know, specifically have a bunch of stuff already on the stroller before you're even like in the park. So there are some cons to that, plus a lot of the rides, of course, and like lines to get to the rides and parts in the park in general are actually not stroller friendly. Now they're handicap accessible, but they're just not stroller friendly, meaning that they expect you to park your stroller in a specific spot, which they'll show you when you get there. You'll see like a ton of strollers lined up, so you do end up leaving your stroller a lot, but I still like to have it, even though I baby wear her at the park also, because it's just really nice to have. And if you're shopping there or anything, then you just have some extra thing to like hold your stuff. So that would be up to you. The next thing is, which I'm just gonna go in the order that I just started, your baby wearing accessory. So like I have a Soli Wrap, and that's my favorite one to use, especially when we go to like the zoo or the park, because she gets really sleepy. She doesn't want to sleep in her stroller because she just is so stimulated when she's sitting in it seeing everything. So the Soli Wrap, she's nice and snug up against my chest, and it makes her fall asleep like so fast, which is perfect. So that gives us time to walk around and go to like the shows or things that we want to do while she's sleeping. So I definitely would actually recommend like a soft carrier. So this is so small also to fit in your diaper bag, and it's also a good size to fit in your stroller or on your stroller. So I definitely would recommend this one. But we do also have the Tula carrier. So it's just like one of these Tula carriers that you would wear. So this is actually set to fit on Tony and not my size. It's actually really large, and so I'm not really, it's like makes me feel really short, and I'm really not that short, I'm 5'5". So the baby carrier that's more structured would be a lot better of an option if you're going to wear your baby the entire time, or a toddler, I guess. But my preference is obviously the Soli Wrap, as you guys can hear, especially if I'm bringing the stroller. I just don't feel like there's really any point, unless that's all you guys have and you don't have both options, then obviously you use whichever one you have. But I do recommend baby wearing because it's also easier on the rides. So if you're planning on taking your baby on the rides, which I would totally recommend doing because it's so much fun, then you're probably gonna wanna baby wear anyways for that. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is bringing food with you, bringing your baby's food if they're at that age, or your milk or your pump or whatever. So I recommend getting a smaller lunchbox like this size, nothing like super big, not like a huge cooler. It just depends on what you do, right? So if you pump exclusively like I do, I would bring my little travel size pump with me, and I would bring this with like a lot of cooler things in it, like ice packs, and then I would go into the room that they have in each park for nursing moms in general. In those rooms, they have a place for you to rock your baby to sleep, to nurse in private, or just like not in the heat, and also to pump in private if that's what you want to do. They don't have anything against doing it in public either. I've seen plenty of moms nursing in public, so it's not because of something like that. It's just an option for you to just get away and not be in the bathroom or something like that. So I would recommend like a lunchbox this size, and the reason why, it fits everything that we need. So we usually bring her 2 full bottles, so that's like 16 ounces of milk, and that's for the full day. And then I also bring her one of these reusable pouches, or you can buy like the pre-packed pouches, and these are good for whenever you're on the go, if your baby is into food. Yeah, they have, you know, restaurants everywhere, so you can definitely feed your baby something there if you're doing like the BLW feeding, or if your baby's way older that you don't really like do the pouches. But I know toddlers even use pouches for like snacks, and I like this because if she's on me in the wrap, I can actually feed her on the go, or she can actually squeeze it in her own mouth when she's in the stroller. So this is just an easier option, and I have said before, it's a lot easier even than bringing this in the big cooler bag, to bring a smaller pouch or smaller cooler bag. So this fits both of her full bottles, and then just buying a pre-made pouch. As much as I love to make everything homemade, obviously you don't have to refrigerate those pre-made pouches, so that's like the one of the times I definitely approve of using those. And it's just because they go in the diaper bag. I have tons of room in her diaper bag because it's, you know, the point of a diaper bag. So I definitely recommend bringing one of these. I would say the smaller one is a lot more efficient because you can also fit this usually in your diaper bag. But if you're gonna bring a lot of like snacks and food and stuff, then I definitely would say bring like an actual lunchbox. Or if you're gonna pump and you like over pump a lot or something, or whatever, when you nurse you like wear a haka or something on the other side to catch your like drip, then of course you're gonna need something to store your milk in, so that would make sense to have the more lunchbox size. Also, this is like the money saving tip or hack or whatever. You are allowed to bring in drinks and food into the park, not alcohol, and yeah, I don't think you can bring like glassware or anything like that, but you can bring in like things that, you know, you can pack like some Lunchables or some sandwiches or whatever for you also, so not just like stuff for your baby. Another thing I want to recommend you bring, and this is something that I feel like I always have with me anyways, but I always have a little pouch with some Tylenol in it for Sedona, and also, so I always keep some teething stuff in it as well, and that's just because I don't want to have any issues while I'm there. And so if your baby's a lot smaller, then I would recommend bringing like gas drops, or, you know, whatever you need for your little baby to be comfortable. Obviously that kind of depends on age. I feel like they're not as gassy as they get older, but in the beginning your baby can be very sensitive. So definitely bring that with you. And also, if your baby is 6 months or older, bring your sunscreen. I'm gonna recommend this Hello Bello sunscreen. I think that it's just really nice, and I just think that everything by Hello Bello is perfect because it's very affordable. It's 50 SPF, and I know that it's like really, really safe, so it's not bad for her skin. I did have to wait again like till she was 6 months for sunscreen and bug spray. They recommend that in general. And if your baby will allow it, you can bring some sunglasses, which I feel like some babies it's hit or miss if they'll let you wear them. Some hats. I don't think I have any sun hats anymore because Sedona hates them all. Just make sure if your baby especially can't wear sunscreen, you bring options for like shade. You can even bring, if you're taking your stroller, the little like beach canopy. They're like really small, they fold up really tiny. That way she can just like, he or she can just sit out in the shade. But there are places to grow away from the sun and get shade. And also there's a lot of buildings and stuff. If you're planning on going on like a really sunny day, I would recommend Animal Kingdom because I feel like that's the most shaded park. So I definitely would say that's like my favorite park anyways. So another thing that I want to recommend is if you can fit it in your diaper bag, this isn't a must, this is just something that I've learned I love to carry with me, a thicker blanket. This is either to put over their stroller so that way they feel nice and shaded, or if they're like sleeping in the stroller, then it helps keep, you know, light off of them so they don't get disrupted sleep. And two, it's for if you just want to get your baby out, if you're there all day long and they need to do like belly time or just like sit up or whatever, stretch it out. I've sat Sedona on the ground there, but obviously it's really popular, so it's pretty dirty there. Even though they clean constantly, it's still a lot going on, a lot of germs. So I definitely would recommend bringing something, not like a belly time mat, just like a thicker blanket is fine, I think. Just so that way it's easy to fold up in your diaper bag or throw in your stroller or whatever it may be. Just make sure you have something, because if you're planning on doing more than a couple of hours, which believe me, you will be there for more than a couple of hours. I don't think there's ever been a time that we say we're gonna go for 2 hours or 3 hours that we've gone earlier than 6. So it's just so much fun, and you know, you don't realize the time when you're there. So definitely bring something like that so your baby can stretch out and just get some, you know, get some space from her or his carrier or stroller, or get off you know, give you both a break. Sit down, get a Joffrey's coffee, and just give your baby some belly time. So this is more for parents, but of course, like nursing moms, we're supposed to be drinking a lot of water, but obviously you're supposed to be drinking a lot of water anyways as a human. So I recommend bringing your own reusable refillable water bottle. You do, and this is like kind of a money hack, you do get free water there for, like, you can get free cups of water, or you can get free water in your cup that you bring. So I definitely would recommend it, because water bottles are like $5 for, like, I know the Smart Water was $5 for a bottle of water. So I definitely cannot stress it enough. Bring your water bottle with you. And she's at the age now where she can have a little bit of water. Look at your face. Where she can have a little bit of water. So I would definitely recommend bringing a little sippy cup if your baby is of age, just so that way they can have a little bit of water, because they are out in the sun and it's a long day in the sun, let me tell you, but it's so fun. My last recommendation is I prefer my book bag diaper bag. This is the half diaper bag. I prefer the book bag style one because it's definitely easier for me to put on my back whenever I'm baby wearing, or it's just easier to hook on the stroller because it sits up a little bit shorter than the other book bag. Whenever I put it on the hook on the back of the stroller, it fits underneath the stroller better, and I just feel like it's easier for me for being around the park in general. And I can fit my wallet in there, and don't forget like your if you have an annual pass, don't forget your pass, anything that you need for while you're at the park. Obviously you want to have that all with you. I would recommend just shoving it all in your diaper bag, so much easier. And then one of the last things, if you are a vlogging mom or just a mom trying to take a lot of videos and you don't want to do it on your phone and you do have a camera for it, I have 2 cameras, and I never take my larger Canon with me because I found it to be a hassle. So I take my Canon G7 Mark II vlogging camera with me, because obviously you guys have probably seen this like on my channel and on other people's channels. It's just a lot easier. You guys can kind of see the reflection of the setup I have. So this one's just a lot easier to take with you if you're going somewhere like a park. So I definitely recommend it. So my next thing is for while you're actually at the park, not what you need to bring or anything like that. I would definitely say, you know, get a map and figure out where the mommy room is just in case you need to go away. There's bathrooms everywhere throughout the entire park, all of the parks. There are bathrooms everywhere. The transportation from the park to other parks and stuff is super easy, and once you're in the whole area, it's like very easy to figure it out, honestly. And they can go on almost like every ride. There are a lot of rides. There's like definitely a lot of rides that you have to be a certain height for it, but there are tons of rides for their age also, and it's not because it's actually for babies, it's just it's super safe for babies. So you're not gonna miss out on anything when you're there, really. The other thing is the rider swap is a thing there, and so I would definitely recommend looking into that. And there is a app for Disney World if you guys need to it's called like My Disney Experience, where you can like do your fast passes and just get more information on things. But I would definitely do rider swap if you're not going by yourself but you're bringing your baby. That way you can have the experience of all the rides. So just keep in mind, if you were thinking about going by yourself but you know you want to ride like Flight of Passages and that's not one that's baby friendly, that you're going to want someone else with you obviously to swap out, which is super convenient because then you don't have to like re-wait in the entire line again. You get to wait in the fast pass line. So those are my Disney recommendations. Do not be afraid to take your baby with you. Don't be afraid. Don't worry if they're not going to remember it. I don't think it matters because they're in the moment going to love it. My baby loves looking at Mickey Mouse, and she loved the Dumbo ride, and she loved the carousel, and she kind of was freaked out in It's Small World. She loved the Buzz Lightyear ride. I mean, there's so many things there for them to see, and it is so cool. And then she's so sleepy the next day, which is so fun because Mommy gets like a whole day to just like get the house together and whatever. So do not be afraid or worried to take your baby. Even if you have a newborn baby that you want to take, as long as you have the proper like shade more than anything, and you know where that nursing room is, so you can just get away for a minute, so you can like, you know, hold your baby, nurse your baby, put your baby to sleep or whatever it might be. Definitely do that. But I definitely just say don't worry, don't stress it. It is still fun, and I'm still loving the experience even with a wild thing with me. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want more videos like this where I just kind of give tips to things that I do, like traveling with a baby and just, you know, vacations with babies, other activities with a baby, because we're definitely very active with her. Comment down below any recommendations. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you have not already, please hit that subscribe button. Bye guys.